Russia is an empire of evil. If you want proof, just look no further than what has happened recently in Ukraine. Um, Palm Sunday, or the celebration of when Jesus entered Jerusalem and everybody's waving palm trees or whatever. That's what the Christian celebration is. That's what they're celebrating. Essentially, what has happened is that a bunch of Ukrainians gathered together in public, all right, citizens who are celebrating Palm Sunday, and then Russia, because it's the evil, reprehensible douchebag terrorist country that it is, with its incredibly, head dictator Putin, just happened to decide to strike into a bunch of civilians. Yeah. So let's just read a little bit into this, okay? Russian missiles struck the heart of the Ukrainian city of Sumy as people gathered to celebrate Palm Sunday, killing at least 34 people, officials said, in the second large-scale attack to claim civilian lives in just over a week. The two ballistic missiles hit around 10:15 a.m., officials said. Images from the scene showed lines of black body bags on the side of the road, while more bodies were seen wrapped in foil blankets among the debris. Video footage also showed fire crews fighting to extinguish the shells of burned out cars among the rubble from damaged buildings. The dead included 2 children. A further 117 people were wounded, including 15 children, it said. And, well, it's the reaction is just as you know expect, right? With President Zelensky, okay, one of the most badass people ever, um, essentially saying, this is a reprehensible attack. This is terrible. Only a fucking like supervillain would do something like this, right? And and really, I feel like we need to zoom out and look at the big picture here, because remember, Trump is the one that is directing all of the blame on Ukraine and Zelensky. He's directing none of this blame on Putin, right? Even though Putin is the one that invaded sovereign territory after the disbanding of the USSR, right? It's kind of surprising how, after such a period of USSR disbanding and being so anti-communism with McCarthyism, with the McCarthy era, right? To the point where, now we are just going back to kissing Putin's feet, all right? You just cannot argue from any standpoint, any good faith standpoint, with all the facts and evidence on hand, with the whole picture painted, that Putin is the good guy here, all right? It turns out the good guys is, like, not the ones that's targeting civilians on a holiday for them that they're celebrating. And, it's kind of funny because I don't see any of the Christians coming out to talk about this. I don't see any of the Christians um, coming out to talk about, how terrible it is that Christians are being targeted. It's Christians that's being targeted. It's not just Ukrainians, right? It's Ukrainian Christians. But apparently the Ukrainian label really overrides the Christian part of it, right? Even though, what you should believe is that faith unites all people of the world, right? At least, even especially if it's the same faith, right? Um and really, it's just kind of crazy. And you know what? I'll call this side as well, all right? It's kind of funny how the leftists who talk about being pro-Palestine all the time, who are talking about Palestinian children being killed by an imperialist force, is completely, deathly quiet on this one. Just zero, not even a peep, not even a whisper, all right? These people are a bunch of reprehensible pricks, okay? These people never cared about democracy. They never cared about children dying. They never cared about Christians dying. The left and the right is the same on this matter, okay? It really does fall on the moderates and the moderate left to really call something like this out. And really, I think we have lost track of what is good and what is not good, okay? Because I'm going to tell you guys this right now. Maybe McCarthyism actually had a point, all right? Maybe it isn't just about maybe it isn't just about like uh It's almost as if going after people like Putin, who is trying to reunite the USSR, is actually a good thing. I feel like we've really lost track of stuff like this. But yeah, that's about it. This is a absolutely horrifying. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio, by the way, fucking neoconservative who once supported, Ukrainian sovereignty, probably is now like a fucking Trump sycophant and is just fucking terrible. Marco Rubio called the attack horrifying, said it offered a tragic reminder of why the administration was trying to end the war in favor of a just and durable peace. Well, tell that to Putin first.